welcome back to my channel. So here I'm gonna introduce you to one of the important tool that's known as Blender. So ever wondered how movies, games and animations are made? So today I'm going to show you a powerful free software that's called Blender that can create all of this, and you can download it in just few minutes, and that's also completely free. First, let me tell you about what does Blender do. So basically Blender is a 3D, or I would say free 3D creation software that's used to make 3D animations, cartoon characters, games, product designs, even movies like special effects, scenes. It's used by beginners and professionals all over the world, and the best part, it's completely free. Now, why Blender is powerful? Because it includes everything in one software: modeling 3D objects, animations, turning 3D into video, special effects and video editing. Now let me tell you how to download Blender step by step. So first you need to open your browser. You just need to write Blender download. Just click on the official website blender.org. Now click the big button that says download Blender. Okay, so it will automatically detect your system, and it will start downloading here. So it will start downloading like this, right? So it will automatically detect your system. What does it mean? Whether it's a Windows, Mac or Linux, so it will download for that. You need not to select that you're downloading it for Windows, Mac or Linux. It will automatically do that for you. Wait for the end to download, and then it is very simple. You just need to open the downloaded file and click install. After you are done with this step, you need to open the Blender. So this is how after installation Blender will look like. I have already installed it, so I will not be installing it again. So this is something how it looks like, right? So when that file will be downloaded, you just need to follow the steps, click on the location where you need it to be installed and create an desktop icon so that you can use it whenever you want, and you can access it easily. Now you know what Blender is and how to download it. The best part here, next I'm telling you about the basics of Blender. Sometimes it becomes very hard to understand Blender, because it can take time, right? So in this special video I will be telling you the main stuff, like uh, how to use it. We will go over the basics of modeling and navigating it in Blender. So this is the main part of this video. So once you open Blender, you just need to click on new and then general. Once you click here, this particular form of window will open. So this is what Blender looks like when you open it. You are faced with a toolbar. On the left here and right, file operations to the top, timeline on the bottom, and a 3D viewer in the center. So Blender's default starting mesh is a cube. We will be demonstrating the basic functions on it. To rotate around in the 3D view, what you need to do is you need to hold down the middle mouse button and move the mouse. Hold down the middle mouse button and move the mouse. I will repeat it here for you. So to rotate around in the 3D view, what you need to do is you need to hold down the middle mouse button and move the mouse. So hold down the middle mouse button and then move the mouse likewise. So this is how you can rotate around in the 3D view. Next comes up here to move up and down, or to and fro. Again you need to hold shift plus middle mouse and then move the mouse. I'll write it here for you. So what you need to do is here, you need to, in order to move up and down or to and fro, you need to hold shift plus middle mouse and then move the mouse. Shift from your keyboard and then see, middle mouse and then move up or down, likewise, to and fro. So this is holding shift plus middle mouse and then moving the mouse. So this is the next part that I have told you, right? So the next part here is, in order to use the scroll wheel to zoom in, and you zoom out. So what do I mean by that? I will just write it here for you. Use the scroll wheel, scroll wheel in the mouse we have in the middle. So this is to zoom in and zoom out. So in order to select an object, what you need to do is, you need to deselect the right click away from the object. In order to select an object, you need to right click and then deselect the right click away from the object. Just the left click, that will select an object. In order to select multiple objects, you need to hold shift and select the object. So to select an object, what you need to do is, you need to right click, and to deselect, right click away from the object. Okay, likewise. So in order to select multiple objects, let's say you have more than one object, then you need to use holding shift and then selecting those objects. So that we will be trying, like when we will have multiple form of objects here. In order to select everything, you need to press A, and to deselect everything, you need to again press A. So let's say I need to select everything, whatever is here, right, in this part. So I will just press capital A. So it will be selected, and then I need to deselect it. Again, I will press capital A. Everything will be deselected. So likewise, it works with the stuff. So when you select something, it will be highlighted, orange. So that's the main thing that, works here. So what we studied till now, we studied certain, certain form of basic navigation here. First we did to move up and down or to and fro, hold the shift plus middle mouse and then move the mouse. In order to rotate around the 3D view, as I told, hold down the middle mouse button and then move the mouse. Likewise, to move up and down or to and fro, what you need to do is, from keyboard you need to press shift plus middle mouse and then move the mouse. So it will go for up, down, to and fro. Likewise, you can use scroll wheel that's in the mouse to zoom in and zoom out. And to select an object, you just need to select over there, and to deselect, just select outside anywhere. If we have more than one object, press hold, hold a shift and select that form of objects. In order to select everything that's present inside your 3D view, you need to press capital A, and then to deselect it, just click anywhere, and or press again capital A. Notice that when you select something, it will be highlighted orange. Now step number 3 is object mode and edit mode. Now the two modes here, you can see, will be using, the first one is object and second is edit. So right now in this tutorial we will be studying about these two modes only. So this lets you select the objects and move them around as you please. That's the object mode that we did now. It will help you to select the objects and then you can move them around. But if we go to the edit mode, this will allow you to select the individual vertex, lines and planes. You can modify the mesh in this mode. In order to switch between these two modes, you can either go down to the menu below, or just you can press the tab, like tab from your keyboard. It will be to object mode, and then if I press again tab, it will go to the edit mode, right? So step number 4 is rotation, scaling and translating. First, I want to make note of the arrows that appear when you select any particular form of object. So now we are in the object mode. In order to select it, let's say here there are arrows, this arrow, this, right? So those are the axes. The red arrow is the x-axis, and the green is the y-axis, and the blue one is the z-axis. So these arrows allow you to move things more accurately. There are 3 ways to do this. One is to simple right click, and then drag. Like simple click and drag it, or you can do it from here likewise, right? Simple drag. Another is just select the object and press capital G from keyboard. See, I have just pressed capital G from keyboard and I am just moving my mouse. Or you can left click on the axis you want to move object on and then drag. Likewise on the axis and then drag. So this is the axis that I am talking about. So this is translating. Next is rotating. I will just write it here for you, like whatever I'm speaking, so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So rotating is very simple. All you have to do is select the object to be rotated and then press capital R. If you rotate around a specific axis, then first press capital R, then X, Y or Z. Each letter corresponds to its respective axis. Let's do this practically. What I've said, that rotating is very simple, right? So you need to select the object to be rotated, and then from keyboard you can press capital R, so it will be rotated. If you want to rotate around specific axis, means X, Y or Z, then first you need to press capital R and then X, Y or Z likewise. So each letter corresponds to its respective axis. Next comes with the scaling. To scale an object, what you need to do is you just simply need to press capital S, and if you want to stretch an object along a certain axis, then you need to go for pressing capital X if for x-axis. If for Y, then you need to press Y, right? And if for Z, then you need to press Z after pressing S. So this is scaling. Step number 5 is 3D cursor. The 3D cursor is exactly what it sounds like. It's a cursor in the 3D view. By default it starts in the origin, but you can move it by left or right clicking. If you add an object such as a cube or a sphere, it will appear when the 3D, like where the 3D cursor is. Next important thing is adding a mesh. What you need to do is you need to add a mesh. You can go to the add menu from here. You will find many sub menus. The top one is being mesh, right? And then you can select it, like if you want plane, cube, circle, like whatever the object you want, you can select it over here. Then this is something selection in the object mode. Now if I talk about edit mode, selecting in the edit mode, in the edit mode there are 3 ways to select things. You can either select individual vertex, lines or planes. In order to switch the 3 buttons, you can click at the bottom likewise. Step number 8 is merging. In the edit mode, you can select 2 or more vertex and merge them together. To do this, you need to go to the edit mode, select the vertex that you wanted to merge, and then press capital W and then merge likewise. Next is extruding. In the edit mode, you can select a line, vertex or a plane and extrude or extend it. To do this, you need to select the thing that you want to extrude and then press capital E likewise. So you can see the orange sign there. Step number 10 is edge loop slide. So this allows you to make a cut in the mesh, letting modify it further. So to do it, you need to press Ctrl plus capital R from your keyboard and then select this spot. I will tell you once again. Ctrl plus capital R from the keyboard and then you need to select the spot that you wanted to cut. Then it will allow you to slide that cut, then place it. So this is handy when you want to extrude only a certain part of plane. Next comes up with the modifiers. So switch back to the object mode. Modifiers modify your mesh. One that you will use often will be the subdivision surface modifier. So this modifier makes your model all smooth. The modifier properties are in the right toolbar. Now you know the basic tools of Blender: navigation, object mode, edit mode, simple modeling techniques. This is just the beginning, right? So in the next video, we will create our first real 3D project step by step so you can start making your own animations and designs. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe and comment what you want to create next in Blender. See you in the next one.